Welcome to a new Real Estate Top Performer segment. We're talking about how to capitalize on the spring market, but first, let me introduce you to everyone. We have Ashley here.
Ashley Holland with Coldwell Banker Realty.
Josh Green with Eastern Title and Settlement.
Ashley Crist with Main Street Home Loans. It's super exciting because double the Ashleys, double the fun.
That was a stipulation to be on the couches today. Josh, we missed it.
I know.
But the Ashleys will handle things from here. So first, Ashley, let's get to know you a little bit. How long have you been a realtor?
I have actually been in real estate 10 years this past January.
Yeah, and now you live here in Pocomoke with your
I
family.
do, yes.
So you're local, which is always a plus, right?
Yeah.
When finding an agent, you want them to be local. They know all the details, okay?
Yes.
All the nitty-gritty, all the things that you wouldn't know when you're shopping around for a new house.
Especially in Pocomoke.
I was going to say, especially the Ashley's great with like the Pocomoke, like not just, when we're on here often, we're talking about Ocean City
Beaches,
or
right.
Delaware. It's so nice to have someone that's an expert in all those surrounding areas because a lot of people, it's a very untapped territory in many ways. There's price points that can be more affordable, especially for, first-time home buyers and people with their primary residences. And it's not like, major metropolitan areas where it's taking, an hour to get a few miles. You can get from Pocomoke to Berlin very quickly.
Yes. And the market is very different. The days on the market that a house, is on the market is different to how to market that property, who to market that property to. It's very different than it would be in Ocean City or Salisbury areas.
A lot of people are looking for maybe an acre or two. People want chickens and stuff these days. I personally don't understand it, but I get that a lot. Like people want a rancher with a little bit of land. They don't want this, pre-designed
They want a neighbor
property.
next door to
Right.
them.
Correct.
And
Looking
throw an
in their
outbuilding.
side window.
Yeah.
And outbuildings
And throw
are
an
huge
outbuilding
too.
there. That property makes it a hot property,
I agree, and the price point's good, and lack of HOAs. So
okay.
that's big too. When we deal with a lot of HOAs, and there's obviously perks, but there's it's good and bad.
What's your favorite, most rewarding part of being a realtor?
I would have to say the problem-solving aspect of it. Everything becomes so set into like systems on when you get a property and then you market it and get the sale, but really the problem-solving aspect of it is different from every single transaction. The motivation of the buyer or seller on what their needs are, and just really trying to get that sale from A to B and meet the needs of each individual. So
Yeah, exciting.
Do you think that that's interesting that you brought that up? Because that's my favorite part as well. And I think when you just shared that you got into this when you were becoming a mom, I got into it 10 years prior to becoming a mom. However, I'm way better at it once I became a mom because you are dealing with the transaction like it's, your baby in certain ways.
Yeah.
And then also you gain a little bit more patience with walking, your client through things. No offense, Josh.
Patience.
What are you talking about?
A lot of patience with kids, a lot of patience with the market, right?
and multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking
yes.
for sure. Well, let's transition a little bit. Let's talk about this spring market, right? I think all the snow, we're thawing out. So hopefully
I don't know, man. The water's frozen behind my house.
Well, the spring market looking pretty good.
Yeah, I think so. Rates have come down from where we were last year, so I think that we're seeing an uptick in buyers and sellers both now because sellers are finally also willing to make a move and maybe let go of that interest rate that was in the 2s and 3s, at one point. Use the equity that they've built over the past few years to make that transition.
Yeah.
So,
Ashley, Josh, what are you guys seeing with the spring market?
Well, I'm finding, in my neighborhood, people are adding additions right now. So tapping into the equity is what, what you're talking about. They're tapping into their equity and building additions on these houses that are, A-frames or 1,200 square feet and adding another 1,200 square feet. So
instead of making the move, I've seen a lot of that too. That's
Actually,
probably taking a home equity line of credit or something.
I was going to say, how do people know about equity, right? If they're unfamiliar?
Well, the best thing to do is to get in contact with professionals like us, where we can. So I like to partner with Ashley and other agents that we can say, because I can see what I can see online and the market trends. However, she can actually pull better data to tell us really what that house is worth. So whether you're selling your property or you're even refinancing or looking at a line of credit, that's where we all need to kind of work together to really get a realistic price point. And then we're talking about, okay, so what is that going to equate to? Does it make sense for us to refinance everything all together, or does it make sense to do a home equity line of credit? How much do you need? That also, and then right now what we're also seeing is maybe not just a renovation, but a lot of people are refinancing because interest rates are not only higher for mortgages, although that's all relative, right? Like 1901, the rate was 6% as well. Here we are back again. It's always like this, the ups and downs.
In 1901?
Yeah. Were you alive?
Oh,
No, I wasn't. I was close.
I'm kidding. Anyway, so the thing that's funny though is you have interest rates on, say, your car payment or a credit card. And at the end of the day, we're really trying to work out what's best for someone's complete financial profile. So, okay, maybe it makes sense to either do the HELOC or do a cash out refinance to pay off these other things so that overall your payments are less, and then develop a plan with, okay, if you're saving this amount a month, what are we doing with that to help you move forward?
so you're seeing more home sale contingencies.
I mean, I think that for sellers to use the equity, we are seeing, there's always been that contingency, right? Because a lot of people have to sell their home in order to purchase their next home, right? So that contingency has always been there, but I think we're seeing more of that with the amount of equity and trying to use it to transition from step to step kind of thing.
So also let's talk about contingencies in general, right? So when you, are we seeing more contingencies? That asks me two different questions. Are more offers being accepted that have contingencies? Yes, I do think that for sure. However, we also can structure it in a way where you don't necessarily have to be contingent if you have equity in the house, or maybe you have your debt to income ratio can allow you to hold two mortgages, because there's something called recasting where we take a lump sum after the fact. So say you're non-contingent, you buy this property, you're putting kind of the minimum down, but then in 3-4 months from now your house is sold, we're able to take a lump sum and re-amortize it over the rest of the loan of what you have left. That's different than a refinance, and it will actually change your payment as well. So we're seeing a lot of that. So it's really important to talk to a professional to make sure that they're going over all of those options. It's funny because we were here over a year ago and we're talking about, marry the house, date the rate, right? That was our slogan. And it's funny because now we're seeing people that are, in their marriage now for a year or so. And what's interesting about that is now I'm refinancing them because the rate was higher then, but now they have equity in their home. So if they were to sell, they could, whereas that's not always common. Oftentimes when the rates start to trickle down, the values kind of stay stagnant, and that's not happening right now. They're continuing to either stabilize or continue to increase. So that's huge.
A lot of good information here. Well, Ashley, how can people get in contact with you?
I'm Ashley Holland with Coldwell Banker Realty. You can reach me on my cell at 443-623-7298 or visit my website at www.assurechoice.com.
Josh Green with Eastern Title and Settlement. You can get a hold of me at 240-876-0642 or at Coastal Title Guy.
Hi, I'm Ashley Ball Crist. You can reach me at 443-799-4455 or look us up on social media at ABC Lending Team.